I think what a lot of people don't realise is when you come over to do site visits, it's such a full day in the car. We were on the way home. It was the first night we'd gone out that year, and I'm literally waiting for our driver on the side of the road getting a beach corn because it's delicious. And these guys are talking to me, and then one of them goes, "Hey, aren't you my wedding planner?" I'm like, "Oh." And I swear to God, all that colour just drained straight from my face. So I was like, "Yep."
And this is why we don't go out during peak season.
It is so much food. I don't think people understand the sheer amount of food you normally get at a food tasting because you try all the canapes, entrees, mains, desserts.
Especially fave, can I mention it?
Yeah,
fave is very generous with the food.
Yeah. So some of the companies, they do provide you a lot of food and you will be in a food coma afterwards, and thinking that you have to eat again 4 or 5 hours later, it's not going to be a good experience because you're going to be full and you're not going to want to eat everything. So yeah, that's, I think, a very big thing to know. And Emma messaged me and said, "Is the violinist meant to be wearing a white dress?" And I was like, what? Absolutely freaking not. And she goes, "She's heading your way, just a heads up, she's in a white dress and I don't see a bag or a change of clothes with her." Hi, I'm Tristan.
And I'm Britta.
And welcome back to another episode of Bali Weddings Unveiled.
Woo!
Woo! Today we are joined by a very special guest, one of our team. We're going to be going through our monthly recap and just introducing you to some of our team members. So today we are joined by Al.
Hi guys, how are you?
And exciting news, it was actually Al's birthday yesterday. So
Yes,
happy birthday, Al. We are celebrating with a sneaky glass of Prosecco in the studio while we go through today's chat. Yeah. So, Al.
Fun.
Happy birthday.
Thanks guys.
What'd you get up
Really
to?
appreciate it. It's been busy. I just got back from Melbourne as well. And then celebrating the birthday straight away. Yeah, it's been a lot.
You've had a big couple of weeks.
Yes, a month actually.
Birthday month. I'm a big believer in a birthday month. And how was Ubud? You had a little staycay out there?
Yeah, it was in a bamboo resort. Everything is like cracking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's so loud. Like every time we move, it's like. But very exotic, nice experience.
It looks pretty. The photos look lovely that you've been
Styles are
posting.
very lovely, very helpful.
Amazing. So, Al, today we're going to do a bit of a monthly recap, but we also want to, I guess, share with our audience a little bit more about each of our Bali Brides team members so they can get to know us ahead of the day. So tell us about you.
Well, I've been in the industry for about 10 years. I think almost the same with you when you're starting, but with different company. I joined Bali Brides. I joined Bali Brides 2023 in May. In the middle of a big season. So it was a lot start. Big start.
Yeah.
Another big company to begin with. Mostly I'm doing a wedding butlering, as assisting the bride and groom and the bridal party.
Yeah.
And then just occasionally also taking clients for site visit and food tasting. That's what I've been doing also in the previous company. One of the reasons why you hired me anyway.
Yes.
And then in additional with Bali Brides, I also do content creation. We just find out that it's quite a hidden talent.
It was.
Yeah.
Which if you follow any of our social media, in particular the Bali Brides team, which was originally started that Instagram to showcase our individual planners' portfolios, Al's just taken the reins on that one and he's behind all of the content on there. So you can pay extra to get a reel for your wedding day, which is great.
Big move.
Big move.
Yeah.
You know, I started that and I was like, everyone will post their own weddings. And then Al joined and it was like, well, we'll just let Al run it because he's fantastic.
We don't have time for social media.
No. So I think that's a really good thing. Like wedding butler for us was a very new role. I think when you kind of approached us looking for work or putting the feelers out to see if we were hiring, I was like, wedding butler, what do you mean? But then after talking to the team, it made sense. Like we do not have time to sit in the car for 8 hours to take clients out on site visits. Yeah. Pre-COVID we did, but now we're so focused on the wedding planning and our clients that 8 hours in the car a couple times a week when we're busy is just not something we can do. So we got Al on board and Al, everyone loves you. It's been the best investment ever.
Been a pleasure to be it's not a huge part, but maybe huge in the behind the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be very helpful. So
Yeah.
the planners can be less stress,
Yeah.
I suppose.
You are just such a blessing
Yeah.
on our team. Like,
I wouldn't even say it's stress. Like, I think what a lot of people don't realize is when you come over to do site visits, that's a full day in the car. And I don't know about you, Britta, but I did a site visit a couple of weeks ago because you weren't here. And I got home at 2:00 in the afternoon. It was Bernie looked at one thing. I was exhausted. I was so tired. I pulled open my laptop and I was like, I need a nap.
yeah.
Like, it's a big day in the car. So for us to have somebody to do that for us so we can focus on the planning and the admin side of weddings is great.
I mean, I went out to Uluwatu Cottages for one of my clients for August, September. All the months are blurry.
Helena.
Yes, you
But
are
I
so
remember.
good with names.
You're so good with names.
Yep.
And literally, it was storming, torrential weather. It was basically flooding in our street. And I still went out there because you were in Melbourne.
I was.
And
Rude.
I was like, went out there with Emma. It was a 2.5 hour trip there and then another 2.5 hour trip home. And I was like,
Long trip.
Yeah.
so exhausted.
So we brought Al on to do our site visits, our food tasting, and then on the wedding day, he's like the little fairy godmother. If you check any of our reviews online, you will see Al mentioned quite a lot.
Yeah.
He's just magic. Comes with a full kit on the wedding day. And where are you from originally, Al?
I am from Java. I was
Yep.
born in there, East Java, Surabaya. Grew up there until I was 14 and then moved to another country, a city
Yep.
called Makassar. Also like the third biggest city in Indonesia.
Malasa?
Makassar.
Oh, Makassar,
Makassar,
yeah.
Yeah. So I spent there for my high school and college,
Yep.
uni, if you call it in Australia. Uni, not college. And then I moved to Bali when I was 21.
And how did
Which
you
is
end up in the wedding
2014.
industry?
I didn't expect to be in this industry at all.
What
at
were you expecting to
first,
be in?
Entertainment,
I can see that.
more communications, yeah.
Yeah.
News, how do you call that? Anchor?
Yeah,
Anchor?
news anchor.
yeah.
Wow.
That's at first. I applied to this company before Bali Brides as a model or same role. So like for photo shoot and stuff, or managing ones. But then they offered me this wedding butler job
Yeah.
in there. I turned out enjoyed it
Yeah.
a lot. On the first day when I was on the job, I actually forgot the wedding ring, but nobody tells me to collect the wedding rings. And yeah, that was the job of the Medawana. And yeah, ever since that moment, the second one is running smoothly because I know what to do right
Yeah.
after.
Amazing. And you said you didn't expect to be in this, but you've obviously been in the industry a long time now. Do you still love it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Especially with the new roles like the content creation, it's
Yeah.
just
Your creative
a
outlet.
whole new passion.
Whole new world. And you're doing good at it too.
Yeah.
And over the years, we just had Terralogical in here and we wanted some tea. We wanted a bit of gossip and
They did not deliver.
they did not deliver on the tea. Like, I love them, but
They've been goody tissues.
well, we were like, tell us about like horror story from a wedding. Like, tell us something fun that we can get behind. They're like, we don't really have any horror stories. I'm like, you've been in the industry 11 years. Surely you do. What is the most disastrous thing that has happened to you on a wedding day?
Let me see. I think it's about the weather
Oh, yeah.
and the
Yeah.
locations because I started pretty rough
Yeah.
before Bali Brides. In Bali Brides, the venue are spoiling you in a way, but like it's a nice villa, big hotels, everything's there.
Yeah.
But with the previous company that I used to work for, it's completely off-road, like wedding on the waterfalls,
Yeah.
like offshore beaches,
Right.
like more in nature.
Yeah.
There was one time the project manager didn't check the
Weather.
weather and the wave scale,
Oh, no.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yep, it was a Russian couple.
Like, we need to do at some of the beaches to make sure you can actually
Yeah,
get married on
like
them.
Yeah.
something about surf wave.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
tides. what
yeah,
they're
tide
doing, yeah.
control. It was in Gili.
I'm having trauma already. Okay. Yeah.
Wrongly predicted. The ceremony was meant to be in the late afternoon, like sunset time,
Right.
but the water is all out.
Yeah.
The bride was furious.
Oh.
She showed up. What is this? No sun, no water.
It's nature, babes. Is that what-
Yep.
How do you deal with that?
Ended up to be just a photo shoot and first look, and then we redo it again in the morning
Yeah.
for the actual ceremony
Oh.
when the wave is like up
Higher.
above. But yeah, the mood is like all ruined in the moment. But we tried our best.
Yeah.
There is still another time because it's like 2 days kind of wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lucky,
yeah.
I guess.
2 days trip.
Yeah. I couldn't do Gili Islands for weddings.
Well, we did Lembongan and we were like, never again.
Those are like my holiday destinations. And like even Bali now.
It is our happy place. Like even on the way here to the studio this morning, we were like, just let's go to Lembongan this weekend.
Yeah, we might actually. It's a
Let's do it.
beautiful, beautiful spot. But yeah, I just feel like working on the islands becomes very stressful because of things like that, or the boats. Like we've seen recently, like the boats sinking and logistics of getting the suppliers over there, and then even transport on the actual islands. Like it's expensive. Yeah, it's too much for me. I like sticking on the mainland.
And they don't have much in the way of furniture, like nice furniture over there. So if you do want some nicer chairs or tables, like you got to get like a barge.
Yeah, which is a 3-hour drive from here.
Yeah,
to get to the barge, and then getting the furniture over there. Normally you got to do it a day before, but where do you store it?
Yeah,
it's a whole logistical nightmare. There are a couple of companies that do weddings over there, and they do them well. So I'm just
that.
And they have limited car, maybe only one, like an actual car. The rest is just like a truck.
Yeah, they just have the trucks, and you sit on the back of the truck to get anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, fun, but that's definitely my holiday spot. And even in Bali, there's certain hotels that I love, but I don't want to go like for dinner there or go for drinks there because that's a work spot. And everyone's like, "Hi, Tristan." I'm like, "I just want to enjoy my glass of wine and things."
We went out a couple of years ago and we ran into your groom.
My groom, yeah. I think that's why we don't go out.
We're like,
which one?
This isn't us.
That one?
It was just before Christian and I got quite sick, actually.
Yeah.
What was his name? I can't remember. Tiatha Wedding. Anga came out and ended up taking over for me because, Christian got really sick and then I did. But yeah, we were on the way home. It was the first night we'd gone out that year, and I'm literally waiting for our driver on the side of the road getting a beach corn because it's delicious. And these guys are talking to me, and then one of them goes, "Hey, aren't you my wedding planner?" I'm like, "Oh." And I swear to God, all that colour just drained straight from my face. So I was like, "Yep."
And this is why we don't go out during peak season.
Yeah.
We're holiday girls.
Yeah.
Speaking of that island wedding, there's another disaster just to prevent any damages. Because we already know that there's no actual car, like proper car.
Yeah.
And we have this
on Gili?
Massive, Lembongan actually.
Okay, yeah. What's the islands?
The venue was in Mahagiri. It was meant to be like 4 p.m. ceremony.
Yeah.
The bride was a princessy Indian kind of, but the style of the wedding is Western, not an actual Indian wedding. The families are very particular about the car. They want actual car.
Yeah.
And there's only one car that we can get on the day because it's limited. It's an island.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and there's not a lot of cars. Like most people, scooter or big, one of those things are buggies.
Yeah. Like truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were willing to wait. And they don't want to get into the car because of the outfit and stuff. It ended up to be a 6 p.m. ceremony, like very dark.
Oh no.
And then the bride asked us, the other company, to extend the photo and videography. But they were all booked only until 7.
Yeah.
So it's practically at night and they don't bring flashlights. So that's about the photo and videographer.
Yeah.
They're not ready for extra booking. So turns out that photos was dark.
Oh no.
Not good quality.
That's the worst. I feel like photos, if you don't have good photos of your wedding, I'd be devastated.
Yeah.
So one of the experience.
all the things that go wrong.
Yeah. Not so much. Not to mention about the waterfall weddings, lots of stairs. Some of my brides vomit.
Really?
Oh no.
On the way down or
way
the way
too
up?
far. On the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done one wedding at the waterfall. It was like early, so we had to be out there at 6 a.m. And we got there, and then the bride looked at the stairs and she was like, "Really?" I was like, "I told you there were 370 stairs." And she was like, "Do we have to do it there?" And I was like, "Well, we could just do it up here if you like." And she was like, "Yeah, let's do it up here." So we literally did it at a little like lookout overlooking because she didn't want to do it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 300 something or even until 600.
I mean, it's beautiful, but it's
also you need the right shoes to do that.
That is a whole
wedding
workout.
dress.
It has to be fit bride and groom.
Yeah. And trying to do a ceremony as well, you've got to do them early, like 6 a.m. Otherwise, the waterfalls are hectic.
Yeah.
We used to manage them like to get makeup at 2 and has to stay in Ubud because the waterfall is way up further.
Yeah.
So, and then leaving by 4, arriving at the waterfall about 6.
Yeah.
And then go down at about 6:30.
Yeah.
And then it has to be done before 9. Otherwise, the tourists are coming down and like disturbing your session.
Yeah, busy.
Not too private.
Yeah. So you've obviously worked at a lot of venues around Bali together with Bali Brides in your previous company. What are your favourites?
The Ungasan.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be Kayangan, but should I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a little bit of dislike now, but Kayangan, as the room is not too well maintained from the last visit. And then third one probably the Stone Villas.
Yeah. I love the
newest,
Stone Villas, yeah.
Yeah. The very best preserved venue so far.
Nightclub
Nightclub
have
too.
you seen the new lawn that they've got there?
The new grass. It's beautiful.
Oh, the artificial grass. Yeah.
It's
great. Very interesting.
We met up with some of my clients in Hong Kong and they're getting married there and they asked me about the grass. Like, we're worried it's going to look terrible. I was like, no, it looks so good because it's green and it's beautiful. Yeah, it looks really lovely. Any venues you don't like working at?
Probably all the nature.
All the nature with the bugs.
It's challenging.
Yeah.
Like, with the prediction and the weather, and there is no, all nature venue are having backup plans, as in roof to get away.
When you're in a hotel, I guess there's somewhere to go or options.
Yeah.
Staff.
Restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do quite a few weddings at that Belangan Cliff. Not so much anymore, but I think it's a beautiful spot. It's very cheap and cheerful, but there's no facilities. There's no bathrooms. There's no nothing. There's no drinks for the guests. So that's always tricky.
Bathroom, but it was not very...
It's not up the top though, is it? I've never seen a bathroom there.
Down there.
Yeah, so it's not
on the way
there.
up to the
It's like
beach.
you have to leave kind of that general facility, and it's it's gross. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the worst. Least favorite, and then the most favorites, those three.
Yeah.
Still.
What's your favorite thing about weddings?
I think to connect with people, and it's a very delicate and personal business. No offense with the other businesses. You also connect to people, but not as much as weddings.
Yeah.
Since the beginning till the end, like you have to get to know them, and also what you said before, like a long time ago, we don't want clients that don't want to be our best friends at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
it becomes awkward, and there are certain times that you can be at a wedding. And if you've got an awkwardness with the bride and groom, it just becomes like, you're like, are they happy? Are they not happy? Yeah, it makes it really difficult.
And it's a very dynamic industry too, because every wedding is different. You have different styling, decoration, people to work with. It's always challenging. It's not boring.
Yeah. I think that's one of my favorite things is like getting to see different people every day, or even like after after like the Christmas break.
Yeah.
The first wedding, I was like, oh my gosh, guys, I missed you. I haven't seen you in ages. Everyone's so happy at a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I loved that for my first wedding of the year at Puri Temple Hill, just seeing all the suppliers again, and they're all so happy to see you as well. They're like, Ibu Prita.
You become Ibu now.
Ibu.
And Ibu.
All the the Green Army, Bali Event Hire, they were all
very
so
polite
happy
of
to
them.
see you. I missed you guys.
They were so cute at my wedding on Saturday at TSR. I just saw like one of the guys out there and I just stood in the window doing this until he noticed me. And he's like, so cute. Now, we kind of threw you in the deep end. You joined Bali Brides in May and it was like, whoosh, there's, I think, 100 weddings. Let's do this. What's your experience with Bali Brides compared to other wedding planning companies? Like, is there anything that you've found that we do different or you find weird? Like, I'm always curious. Yeah? How?
The most favorite thing will be you guys are fun.
Yes.
Like very hands-on.
Yeah.
The previous company was a little bit same concept with ours.
Yeah.
Like you have like overseas planner, but then someone else will taking over as
so on the day
coordination.
Yeah.
But the comparison, maybe you guys are like handling it delicately from the beginning until the end, and you're also on the day, like very hands-on, almost like micromanaging everything. Just make sure things run smoothly and perfectly set up.
Yeah.
While the other company was just a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not as intense as our handling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's because I'm a perfectionist and I want, it's a wedding. It's not a birthday party. That day has to be perfect or as close to perfect as we can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we very open-minded with the styling, like very open with ideas, while other companies that I used to work for is like very package.
Right.
Yeah.
Like choose this styling, and then done.
Yeah.
While ours is like very personalized,
very a la
tailored.
carte, very tailored to each
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We
what
want
makes
them
it
to have
more
the flowers
exciting.
that they want.
Mhm.
These are from Nata, by the way. Beautiful.
Beautiful arrangement.
I know. We love.
After the second attempt.
Second attempt, yeah. The first centerpiece we didn't love, so we had it changed, but now it looks beautiful. It's very on
Yeah, I
brand.
like this one better.
Did you have a favorite wedding that you did with us, like in the first year starting? With us, not with any of our third party companies we sometimes help?
Too many.
Too many?
I could choose one or two. Probably the white weddings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
At
Iman?
the Iman.
Yeah.
That's
they were
also very
beautiful.
elegant, small, but very sophisticated.
Yeah.
Yeah, good entertainment too.
Remember the bar? It was like this pure white wedding, all the guest room white, all the supplies in white, and then the bar showed up. What colour were the eskies, the drinks containers? They were so bright, it stood out like
no.
for a mile. I was like, you need to cover them.
And then the second one, probably Marty and Alyssa. The bride that said, "Bye, Al." She was so
As
drunk,
she was
I
being
think,
carried off to the room
with
at
the
the end of the
groomsmen.
night.
Like, yeah, they were a fun couple
Yeah.
and very colorful.
Yeah.
Decoration is stunning.
What makes your favourite weddings? Like, I know what makes my favourite weddings. What stands out for you at a wedding that you're like, I loved that wedding?
A fun bride
Yeah.
Yeah.
to assist with, just to hang out as a person on the day. Stunning flower,
Yeah.
unique furniture,
Yeah.
not just like the regular.
Yeah.
Something to marvel at work.
Something that you're like, oh, this is different. I love it.
Good bar.
Good bar. Well,
Yeah.
Bar.
I mean,
Good
it's Bali
cocktails.
Brides. We don't really tolerate anything less than a
No.
good bar.
Yeah. Good food
Yeah.
too. Yeah. And
Good food. Well, we're in the corner eating our supplier meal at 10 o'clock at night.
When you can tell, every time we have food tasting, like just to suggest people.
Yeah. Food tasting. That's one of my favourite parts. It's the only thing that I'm sad about bringing you on board is I don't get to do as many food tastings. But again, like the time thing is just so big for me.
Thank you for giving me the dangerous job.
Yeah, get those runs to get all the food tasting. I think one week we sent you out to like 5 in a week, didn't we? What's the most food tastings we've sent you on?
There were 3, I suppose.
Yeah.
But one is cocktail, like 2 food
Yeah.
tasting and then cocktail tasting.
Yeah.
And
That was mine,
nice.
was it?
I think
I think
so.
that was mine, yeah.
Somewhere between last year.
Yeah.
On the food tasting note, so we get inquiries sometimes from clients that are coming in for site visits and they say, right, we want to try 2 different catering companies. Would you recommend doing that on the same day?
I don't think so.
Why?
If you still have more time, hopefully, please. It's gonna be too much for you to take.
What if we do it at lunch and dinner though? Which a lot of them are like, we'll do one at lunch, but we'll do it at 12 and we'll do one at 5. Could they do that?
We could do that breakfast and dinner.
Yeah.
Because
It is so much food. I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
people understand the sheer amount of food you normally get at a food tasting because you try all the canapes, entrees, mains, desserts. Like,
especially
and it's-
Vivre, can I mention it?
Yeah,
Vivre is very
Vivre.
generous with the food.
Yeah. So some of the companies, they do provide you a lot of food and you will be in a food coma afterwards and thinking that you have to eat again 4 or 5 hours later, it's not going to be a good experience because you're going to be full and you're not going to want to eat everything. So yeah, that's, I think, a very big thing to note.
We can also manage it like breakfast time about 10 o'clock, for example, and then like they have site visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 or 3
Yeah.
places, and then ended up at about 5 p.m. and go to somewhere else.
Yeah.
They must be hungry after that.
Yeah.
I think we did
Yeah.
that a couple of years ago, Michaela and Mitch. I think you took them out for
Yeah.
menu tasting. I met them at Toast.
Yep.
And then you went somewhere else.
Ubud maybe.
No, not Ubud. I don't know.
Ulu.
I can't
I think they're
remember.
into Ulu.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
they had 2 menu tastings on the same day because that's the only time that they had.
Yeah.
Right.
And they went, I think they went back to their place. They had a little nap and then they
Oh
went
yeah,
off
they
to
did.
Yeah.
do the next tasting.
Pick them up again.
Yeah.
Just like Ola and Connor. That's also a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So walk us through, you do the site visits for our clients. A lot of people listening probably don't know what a site visit is. What is a site visit?
Site visit is a session a day or 2 when you got to see potential venues fit with your budget.
Yeah.
First, before we kind of like elaborate, to choose for your wedding day.
Yeah.
To see how you vibing with it, like whether you can see yourself getting married in.
Yeah.
And you're just feeling the vibe.
Yeah. And why do you go on the site visits? Why don't the clients just go have a look at the venue by themselves and decide?
Because from time to time, the site, the venues always changes.
Yeah.
The regulations, the setup, the
Yeah.
trees,
Yeah.
even the smallest thing, the bathroom, the preparation room.
Yeah.
So you got to see it for yourself and reassure yourself that, this is meant for me.
Yeah.
And what if things change? What can we do about it?
Yeah. So why is it important that they be escorted for these site visits? Because we do occasionally get people say, oh, don't worry, I'm just going to go look at the venue by myself. And we don't recommend that. Like, why do you think it's important for you to be there and to walk these clients through the venues?
I think to sell the experience that we got from the venue itself, from the events that we've done before. And just frankly, to be honest with them, like this is the obstacles that we had before.
Yeah.
And what we can do for your weddings next.
Yeah.
And just to suggest them where to lay outing stuff.
So when we do site visits, I mean, if you were to do a site visit by yourself, you just go look at the venue and go, great. When you do a site visit with Bali Brides, Al escorts you. He picks you up from your hotel in the morning, takes you to all these different venues and walks through and answers all the questions and says, this is where the ceremony would take place. This is where you would walk from. This is where cocktail hour would be. These are where the bathrooms are.
Yeah.
And even though a venue can point those things out, there's no heart in it. There's no love. There's no like, oh, I can see your hesitation. Do you not love this area? There's another area that we can also use.
Plus the options of event flow.
Yeah.
Like from one place to another, like the walkway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you wish clients knew or would ask before coming over for site visits in advance? Like, oh, don't forget to ask about the cake tasting, or you need to put in lots of notice to do a food tasting. Like, what things do you think it's important for clients to know before booking a date with Bali Brides?
I think knowing your budget, I suppose. Yeah. Like if it's kind of fits with everything, because sometimes it tends to be higher.
Yeah, just be a bit realistic.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you're having an overseas wedding. There's always going to be extra costs involved when it comes to that, like flights and accommodation, which you may not necessarily have to do in Australia, because you could just some people just go home after their wedding,
The specs of the venues itself, like how long is it going to get there?
Yeah.
And consideration to put people to stay.
Yeah.
Also, like knowing the area, basically.
Yeah.
So not just like assuming, this venue, it's easy, 20 minutes on a Google map. But it's not exactly always like that.
Yeah. We've had clients in the past that are like, we want to see these 2 villas in Canggu and then these villas in Uluwatu. And I'm like, it's such a long drive between those 2 places. We recommend normally splitting that over 2 days.
Yeah. I believe doing your own research can be very helpful.
Yeah.
Of those things, although you've never been, and asking around, to be honest. Yeah. Join a few groups online or asking
so
people.
So many wedding forums.
Yeah. Bali Brides Past and Future. Lots of advice there, and our whole team kind of monitors that page and gives feedback and advice.
Still open-minded, but kind of like still putting your faith into your planner, because they know best what actually we can do.
Please trust your planner.
Even though you hear so much things outside, but keep open-minded, keep hearing those advice. Although I would suggest please listen to our wedding planner more.
I think that our entire team have said that so many times. Like, you have to trust your wedding planner, because we're the ones on the ground, we're the ones dealing with the venues and the elements and the traffic and
negotiating.
Even
little things like lighting.
Yeah.
Like so much that goes into it that you just don't quite understand.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of times things gone wrong when clients, well, this is my POV, like just hearing stuff, also seeing stuff actually happen. Like some couples just refuse to follow the wedding planner's advice, and I was there by their side the whole time. In my heart, deep down, I kind of like wanted to say,
told you so.
Please listen. Yeah.
Told you so.
Told you.
This is what happens when you don't listen to your wedding planner.
Yeah. Because
how do you say that nicely to them? You can't. There's no nice way to say it. You just got to let it.
And we've covered this so many times. Like the major issues we ever have on event days or with suppliers, like anytime we have major issues, it's because people have booked their own suppliers or not listened to us.
Yeah.
Like, we had a wedding last year and Leah's clients ran out of alcohol and we'd already told them the recommended amounts to buy and they halved it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they got hit with premium pricing on the day and it was like, we did tell you to order more than that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So that's a little bit about Al. Now, we want to do a bit of a monthly catch-up and recap over the month that has been. Al, you've been away for a bit, but let's just March. What month are we in? April. We're in April now. Like, what's been going on in April, team?
There was a major wedding in Tirta Uluwatu. Yeah, love it. I love the content creation.
Yeah.
I made 6 videos.
I know. So when when you book content creation, we've got different packages, one reel, 2 reels, like so on.
Yeah.
And the client booked the 2 reel package for 8 hours, and then Al got carried away, so he made them 6.
I can't
He's
even
so
imagine
generous.
how many hours that is. Like,
Always the next day we book our off work
Yeah,
for
I
the
know.
entire day
Yeah.
to focus on the editing. It took them just over 2 days to edit everything.
whoa.
Yeah, frankly speaking, it takes full on 2 days.
Yeah.
Because on the first day after the wedding, I kind of spend the day since morning, right after you send the link, I
Yeah.
upload all the raw files, photos, and videos. I expected that to be fast, but the internet, yeah,
Yeah, Bali
Overall,
internet sometimes.
it takes until midnight
Yeah.
to post all of those
Wow.
things.
I'm glad that wasn't an office day because you just have your auntie, Al, get off the internet.
Yeah.
You're ruining my
Oh my
call.
God.
Yeah, YouTube's can't wait.
Yeah.
And then the next day I spend the whole day in Ubud to edit the whole
Yeah.
reels.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first it's like 2, 3, and I said, why don't we make more?
Oh, we've got some good content. How about we just make a couple more?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So-
we've had a big April actually. It's been I've had my first wedding of
It's
the
been
year.
a big April. What date is it?
I feel like April has
It's
700
9.
days. Is it only
Well, I
5?
just said on the way here, I was just like, why is it only Wednesday? I feel exhausted.
Yeah. I feel like it's been a big month as well because last month was such there was so much going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
And then I had
so many holidays as well. Like
Yes.
we've had
Oh yeah.
what
Nippy, Idul
Idul
Fitri.
Fitri.
We've
Galungan's
got
coming up.
Easter and Galungan coming up.
Yep.
So there's been a lot going on, and trying to get onto the suppliers before they take off on holidays
Yeah.
has been a bit of a mission.
Because they always take extended holidays over that break because it's basically their Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what else we got? We caught up with Bali Event Hire last month, which
Yep.
was really good. Was that last month?
Yep.
Yeah, so
End of last
the owners from Bali Event Hire, Vanessa and Sarah, came into the office to visit us, and
Oh yeah, I saw that on the team up. Sorry
Yeah.
for missing out.
that's okay. So they came into the office and we kind of went through their catalogue and just where they're at for the year and put in our requests for any new furniture that we want.
Wow.
we're getting a lot more requests for round tables.
Yeah, so
All right.
they've got some, but we've put in our request for more. So that was really nice to catch up with them. We've obviously been podcasting. I had my first wedding of the year, and if I do say so, it's probably going to be one of the most beautiful weddings I've done to date. Stunning. We had the styling by Enakai Creative,
Oh, yeah.
and oh my goodness, that wedding was just
Yeah, it was beautiful.
every time I'd walk around, I was like, oh, it's so pretty. Oh,
And
it's getting
even
prettier.
just like the supplies that you had Lydia and Sammy, like they just bring the vibe as well.
Yeah, when you've got a good team of suppliers, it just kind of makes the entire day. And we had like the cream of the crop in regards to suppliers and entertainment and venue and absolutely everything. And that bride, honestly, like my fave.
Yeah.
She was such a breeze to work with, and it was really funny because on the day, a couple of the guests were like, "Oh, it was we heard she's a bit of a bridezilla because she named herself bridezilla in the speeches." And I was like, she wasn't a bridezilla. She was honestly one of the best clients I've worked with in the last year.
Super fun, very TikTok fun girl.
Yeah, she's TikTok famous, so we'll keep an eye on that one because I'm sure that the TikToks from the weddings are going to be coming.
Cute selections of wedding dresses and the robes
She
and the
had 3
after party.
changes.
Amazing.
4,
4.
including maybe the robes.
Oh, okay,
in
the robe. I was
preparation.
like, there was
Yeah.
only 3 dresses. That
Yeah.
first dress she had was stunning. Actually, all of her dresses were stunning. And their first dance, Britta, like Dirty Dancing, how they do the
Yeah.
lift. So she's
Yeah.
a professional dancer, and their dancers were just on point. He lifted her, spun her. They did this fun father-daughter dance, and then
Yeah.
the groom dance with dad. It was all just a big vibe.
Super cute.
And a little bit stressful though. There was certainly aspects of the day that I was like, I'm going to cry.
Yep. I remember that.
You weren't
And the dress code.
so
Black tie.
honestly, the
Black
dress code
tie.
was fine. So there was a black code, black tie formal dress code. So girls had to be in long dresses, men in suits. It was no white, no champagne, no patterns. And I got a message from Emma privately. She said something on the walk-in, then she sent
we
me
go.
through a message. The guests were arriving and I was waiting on the violinist who was being set up in the chapel. And Emma messaged me and said, "Is the violinist meant to be wearing a white dress?" And I was like, "What? Absolutely freaking not." And she goes, "She's heading your way. Just a heads up, she's in a white dress and I don't see a bag or a change of clothes with her." And I am normally quite a polite person, but I was already quite stressed at that point because we were running behind because TikToks were being filmed and there were guests late. And she comes walking down the stairs and I was like, "Hi, please tell me you have a second dress and you're not wearing that." And she was like, "Hi, what's wrong? What's wrong with my dress?" I'm like, "It's white." And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "The bride wears white. You do not wear white." And she was like, "Oh no." I'm like, how is that not common sense? I'm like, please tell me you have another dress. And she's like, no, I don't. And I don't have time to go change. And I'm like, thank goodness I was actually staying close by that day, and I had a suitcase in the backseat of Katut's car.
Yep.
And I rang Katut and I was like, bring me my suitcase. I have another dress in there. She can put that on. And I made her change.
I
into
can't
one of my
believe you
dresses.
even had another dress on standby.
I never have another dress, and I don't know why, but on that day, maybe it was because of her dress code. I had a long dress on, but I also had a shorter black dress that was quite.
So you had options.
That was quite nice because I wasn't sure what the vibe was going to be.
Yeah.
So I brought two just in case. Thank goodness. So I made the violinist change. And then we were running a bit late. So there was like, there's always the issue with the fireworks curfew. Fireworks have to be let off by a certain time.
Yeah.
And
9:30.
we literally put the cake out. They were doing their final speech, and I'd already got the fireworks curfew extended 15 minutes. They're doing their speech to do it. And I'm like, 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 8, get rid of the cake. We're going straight to the dances. And we literally pulled the cake off the dance floor. And as soon as they're done, I was like, change your plans. We're doing the dances because the fireworks have to go
Still
off.
pretty. We did that. We ended up doing that in like a floating stage on the pool with lots of
Yeah,
decorations.
we did a private cake cutting with just the two of them later, because obviously after the fireworks went off, we went to party time. And I was like, I'm not interrupting the dance floor to cut cake. It's going to ruin the vibe. So we let the band do their thing. Everyone was still on the dance floor, and I said to her, do you want to interrupt the party? Or do you want to do a private cake cutting? We can sit up here. It'll be a beautiful moment.
Still
so we did
pretty.
a private cake cutting. It was stunning.
I like that.
Yeah, it was really nice. I'm doing that for one of my clients this year as well. After the ceremony, they're going to walk down the aisle to the prep room. We're going to have a little tea set in there, and we're going to do a private cake cutting with the kids. And then they'll send that off for dessert, which will be good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Just that whole thing. I'm like, this would make great TV.
Well, stay tuned.
Had all the footage.
Yeah. So you had a wedding on Saturday as well with Yanti. How did that one go?
It's great. Easy breezy,
Cocktail style.
We
It
had
was great. It
We
was
had
cocktail
everything going
style.
on. You were home in bed by what, 10?
I was home by like 8:39. I
so
messaged you. I'm like,
early.
race you home. Oh wait, aren't you coming home at 1?
So can I have like another little mini rant? So we always tell our clients, one, for Uluwatu, you've got to book your transport for your guests.
Oh, yeah.
Or book our concierge service so they can manage to transport the guests, because it's really hard to get transport out. That wedding finished at midnight.
Yeah.
We were getting rid of the last guests out of the area. We didn't leave there till after 1 a.m. because a few of the guests had not arranged transport home. And of course, trying to order transport that time of night, absolute
And
nightmare.
we can't leave until everyone else leaves.
Yeah, so I literally, with me and Emma are like pacing, like, is your Grab coming? Oh, that one cancelled. This one wants 300,000. I'm like, yeah, because it's 1 a.m. Like,
Yeah. And
just-
I will
you just
say,
need to
after
pay.
a bloody 16-hour day, all we want is to go home to our bed. But we will make sure you get home safe first.
And also, like, Uluwatu, for us to get there, normally we have to allow 2 to 2.5 hours because of traffic. Going home, it's an hour, but we're still going to stop at the office, drop all our stuff off, get home to bed. And yeah, I didn't get home until 2:30 that morning. By the time I'd wound down and gone to sleep, it was almost 3:30. And then bless my little munchkin, he woke me up at 7. And I was like,
It takes me so long to wind down from a wedding. Sometimes I could just be up for another 2 hours, even though I'm so dead tired.
Yeah.
I just physically cannot get to sleep. I need to pop a melatonin. I'll read a couple of chapters of my book, and then I'll finally drift off to sleep. But it's such a process, even just that whole going home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people realise. They just think, wedding's done to go home. But no, we've got to pack down. We've got to grab all the things, do the lost and found sweeps, drop everything back to the office. Like, we take an esky full of drinks for the team to make sure they're hydrated. Hire items, everything has to go back. And then we continue on home from there. And then, by the time you shower and wash face and feel clean after a long sweaty day, it's a bit of time to wind down.
Yeah.
Long day.
Yeah.
And night.
And night. It's, that wasn't too bad though, because I stayed out in Uluwatu, so I got to go a little bit later. But if you are booking a wedding in Uluwatu, please make sure your guests have transport home pre-booked, not just we'll wing it and get a go jack at 1 o'clock in the morning. No, that's not going to happen.
Even last year, Yanti's wedding, I stayed back till 1 a.m. because, bless their souls, drunk guests.
Our children.
Our children, the guests are our children. They did not book transport out of there. They tried to get on a Gojek with 3 people, 4 people total. I was you were not getting on that Gojek. You're not getting on that bike. You were going to wait. And they had to pay the driver more money because the driver's like, well, it's this time. I want this much. And they're like, well, it only says 50K on the app. I'm like, no, they're not going to pick you up for 50K.
No, not this time of morning.
Yeah.
I physically took keys out of a scooter last year because a drunk guest came out and got on a scooter. And I was like, where are you going? Home? And I was like, no, you're not. And I walked the keys back into below. And I was like, someone take these off me because I'm not letting him ride home.
Wedding police.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally wedding planner, accountant, artist, police lady, bar manager, like
Yeah.
the list goes on. Babysitter for all the drunk guests on the dance floor.
Yep.
I think we broke like
Adult
7
sitter.
glasses at Tier the other night. I'm waiting for the bill for that. What else has been going on in the last month, guys?
I actually just planned my best friend's wedding.
I saw that. That looks beautiful.
It was in
You
February.
planned it. This is
Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
Right? Are we looking
That
for
was
a
the
future
very first
wedding
time.
planner, Al?
Maybe.
Did you
We'll see about that.
Did you enjoy the planning aspect of it all?
To be honest, I love running it.
So no.
Planning it's just because of favor for a friend.
Yeah.
I am more comfortable running the show rather than doing it, organizing.
behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
The admin is boring, isn't it?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Although
yeah.
it's a very small wedding, only 26, 27 people with 5 children, it's still a lot to manage with the accommodation, the cars, it's split venues, church, restaurants.
I
Yeah.
refuse to handle accommodation. I'm like, nope,
Not my job.
not my job.
Do you know what else is exciting that's just happened, guys?
What is
We
it?
know. So Britta and I, like over the Idul Fitri Nippy holidays, it was like a week off for Bali. So me and Britta went to Hong Kong. We went to the rugby sevens. And Leah flew over from Australia to help look after Christian while we went. And Britta and I helped plan a sneaky proposal at Disneyland.
Put a ring on it.
And Leah, one of our wedding team, is now engaged, and we have a Bali wedding happening this year. So we get to be involved in
So exciting.
one of our team's weddings,
Actually
and we're all
attending.
invited. I know.
I know.
Exciting.
It's so exciting
Not
when we get to
planning it.
actually attend a wedding. It's like you just get to kind of let loose a little bit.
Yeah. So Leah's planning it.
Yep.
I've told her I'll introduce her to a couple of like maybe Anga or you know Vida.
Yeah.
We'll get somebody else to come in and coordinate the day for her, not the Bali Brides team because we all want to be present. But that's really exciting. So
Yeah.
we've got
We
that
got so
one.
much fun in Uyun's wedding.
I know. Oh my god, Oyun's wedding was
much cute
much
photos.
fun.
So we've got Leah's wedding, and then we just got the invitation to Rani and Demi's wedding as well. They're getting married at the end of the year, one of our makeup artists. So we've got 2 weddings to attend this year,
This
which
year.
is fun.
We never get to attend weddings.
I know, as a guest.
Just actually enjoying
What
ourselves.
does one do all day when you're a guest of a wedding?
Get ready.
Just
Fix the
eating.
flowers, Lord.
I feel like that's like quite nerve-wracking knowing you have a planner at a wedding and it's like, are they just going to be judging everything that's going on? Like,
I attended a wedding post-COVID for one of my friends, and they had another wedding planner because obviously I was a friend.
yeah.
And I try not to do friends' weddings in the nicest way possible. And I did think about it. I thought it must have been really nerve-wracking, but I felt really bad because at the end of the night, said wedding planner had gone home, left a team there. And the bride was now quite intoxicated, and there was an issue with the fireworks. And because I worked at the venue all the time, she insisted that it was my wedding gift to her to fix it and to go find the people in charge of the fireworks and make sure they came back into the proper 3-minute display she'd booked.
How kind of you.
Yeah, so of course I did, but then the other wedding planner the next day messaged me and was like, I'm pretty upset you interfered. And I was like, I literally I didn't mean to interfere. I didn't want to step on toes. And like me and the wedding planner friend, so we kind of talked around it was fine. But yeah, I definitely would feel very nervous knowing that another wedding planner was attending one of my weddings.
Then you should have been there.
Yeah, look, yes and no, I'm not going to go there. Not every wedding planner stays to the end of the night. I personally
It
couldn't
was
do it.
emergency.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I've seen so many emergencies, and it's not that I don't think that my team are capable of handling it, but I'm the wedding planner. I should be there, and that's just my point of view. Every other the company's going to have a different stance, but the head wedding planner stays till the end, unless I think there was a wedding last year that I went home twice early because I was really unwell. But besides that, we're there till the end, because what if someone breaks their leg or hits their head on the pool and needs stitches and someone's got to call doctors? I mean, you guys could handle that, but they want the person they've been dealing with.
Chile, the one in Tirta.
Yeah.
When you were away.
Yeah.
And Jess from Society is coming.
Yeah.
Also with Anga.
Yeah.
So it's plenty of help.
Well, even with those sorts
So
of ones,
smooth.
like I was sick, I replaced myself with the owner of another company because
Exactly.
I own the company. They'd paid for me, and it wasn't fair just to say, well, you'll get Brett or Yanti, who are amazing and could have done it, but they paid extra for the boss of the company. So I literally hired the boss of another company to come in and run things. But we're very lucky. We do have a very good relationship with a lot of the other wedding planning companies out there. I mean, we're attending an event with Global Weddings in a couple of weeks, which will be really fun.
Oh, where's it going to be?
Actually, we should get you to that one as well. I'll get you to come along. It's going to be at Sese Beach
Sese?
Villas. So
Oh,
they're
okay.
doing an introduction to the Bali Concierge Co. So
Fun.
yeah,
We're going to have another training, right?
a little
with the
evening
Bali Concierge
soiree. Yes.
by the end of the month.
Yeah, so that
Exciting.
can all be offered to everyone. So that'd be good. So yeah, monthly news. Leah's engaged.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of weddings on the books for this year. And I don't know if we can talk about it. now that I found that there's no NDA involved, I don't know. Can we talk about it?
I feel like it's not done yet.
We'll keep it very secret. There is a very, very exciting meeting happening on Monday, and there is massive news coming for Bali Brides and all of our clients. So the team's excited.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
We can't, nothing's
set in stone.
set. I
Touch
feel like
wood,
until
it's gonna
it's
be good.
set.
Until it's set, we've got some really exciting news coming.
Yeah.
And we're just about to kick off wedding season.
It's
Which
killing you. You just want to, I want to tell everyone.
I want to tell everybody.
It seems like we're still always
We
gonna
told everyone
get
in Hong
lots
Kong.
of
We were
going
so
on.
We
excited.
did. We told everyone in Hong Kong we're in the South Stand. We're like, yeah, we're going to be doing this and this. And they'd be like, what? And they didn't like, we'd had
We
a
were
few
so
drinks.
excited.
We were so excited.
and also, I think the email that we were waiting
Yeah.
for
It came through at the airport.
It came through at the airport on the way home, and then I got the
Perfect timing.
and then I got the message last night. Oh, do you want to see Al? I'm gonna sneaky show Al. So
Sure.
I'm gonna sneaky show Al so he can get excited about the situation.
Yeah.
Viewers at home, I'm really sorry. We will share the news as soon as possible, but for now, this is just our little secret.
It's going to be major.
This was the message that came through last night. That's why me and Britta stayed out and had a sneaky celebration.
Oh my.
Ended up
Oh
having-
my! Isn't that exciting?
The multiple words.
The
just
multiple
hits me.
words. Multiple words. So anyway, yeah,
It's a big moves.
a lot of things going on. We're about to come into wedding season.
Yeah.
Pray for us.
Though I think there'll be a lot more episodes of us just chilling on the couch.
Yeah.
And
So we still
Chatting.
have, I think we've still got 5 more weddings this month, and then
Yeah.
we really hit the ground running from next month with an average of like 3 a week for the rest of the year, really, up until October.
Yeah.
Have you got any other holidays planned coming up?
Not at the moment. I just want to focus on work. Let's
Yeah.
get my feet back.
Back at it. I feel like we've all had our little breaks and our little holidays now.
Yeah.
We did Hong Kong, you did Melbourne,
Yeah.
Yanti went to Java. Not that I'd really call that a proper holiday because she was family.
yeah.
Yeah, handling family for holiday, it could not been a holiday.
Alo just said the same thing to me the other day. He said he had his family here and he's like, "Whew, that's
Yeah.
a lot."
Ugh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
It's
we're
a lot of
all
work.
kind of trying to prioritize our
Sanity.
sanity. Or just like personal life, you know?
Yeah.
Doing some
The
balance
last,
back.
the last
get
couple
yourself
of years, we
centered.
just haven't had it. Whereas this year, I think we're really prioritizing it. I know I've got a routine back, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Like I'm going back to the gym, and I've got my set
Yeah.
schedule for the gym. Like I didn't
had
didn't
it.
do that for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Like
I had my routine down packed and then hospital happened
Yeah.
and then we went away and then we've just done another hospital stay the last couple of days
Yeah.
and then I think next week is my week to
Yeah.
get back into it all.
so
Yes,
I think
please. Everybody needs it.
peak season's going to be the test.
Yeah. I mean, getting up and going to the gym after a wedding.
No, I've just ruled that out completely.
I went the other day. Remember I got up
I
at
know.
8 a.m. I went to hot yoga after a wedding.
But reliving the last 2 years that we had, 2023, 2024,
Yeah.
if we could handle those years,
We
I
can
believe
handle anything.
We can handle
Yep.
anything.
looking back to it, like, yeah, that was beyond
Oh yeah,
and above.
It was pretty.
Those were our
Crazy.
biggest 2 years ever, and we just weren't organised. Our
No.
level of organisation now with the launch of school, our systems, and even now with our DIY planning course that's just launched.
School.
Yeah. School's been good.
School's been
Yep.
great.
Yeah. A lot of clients on there.
Yeah.
So good to
Good guides.
feed. My English is really doing
Yeah.
well this time of day. To give feedback to all the clients about,
Yeah.
the weddings or the suppliers, or even the other day I put a little post up saying I'm going to be in the hospital for the next couple of days. So
Yeah.
the clients knew in advance that I was offline for a few days. So that's been really good.
It's like our social media platform, our own
Yeah.
social media platform.
Basically,
Yeah. It's been really good.
just for our clients.
Absolutely. Any other news for April? March, April? No, not really.
No, just weddings really.
Yeah.
I got 2 next month.
I actually
Well
got lots of clients that I assist on site visit and food tasting that actually go
Yeah.
for this year.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Do you have many coming up?
Yeah.
We might need some coverage of that.
And some of them already followed me on Instagram, like my personal account.
Yeah.
Somehow they got it. Yeah, it's a tiny world, social media.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been blessed with so many that upcoming clients that already become friends.
Yeah.
In a
love
way.
that, yeah.
Like saying happy birthday and stuff, and DM like I didn't expect this.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Cute.
too soon. But yeah, it's good soon.
I'm really horrible. I have a lot of clients sitting on my personal Instagram
yeah.
just in friend requests because I love them, But unless we become best friends at the wedding and we're going to see each other afterwards, then I'll add them on Instagram afterwards. But I don't like clients following me because I don't want them seeing my personal life. And, you know, if I go out and have a night on the town, I don't want them seeing that. Like so I've started a work Instagram. So you can go follow me on my work Instagram. Like, not my personal one, please. I just like to keep that to myself.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
have to make it like private accounts.
It's funny because like our personal account, like that's from when did I start that? Like 13 years ago or something, you know?
There's
like
so many things on there.
from way back at school.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just my whole life on there.
And I get people trying to add me on Facebook as well, which I understand because I'm very active on the Facebook community, so are you. But I'm like, you don't need to see my child and my family and like my life updates and go stalking back 6 years and be like, what
was she doing there?
Yeah.
Holiday Britta and Tristan, work Britta and Tristan, very different.
I have 5 personalities. I've got mum Britta, boss Tristan, work Tristan, wedding planner Tristan, drunk Tristan, she's a vibe. And then just like antisocial, leave me alone Tristan. Yeah. Like there's all the different personalities and the clients just get the professional one. Yeah. And that's it.
You get the Britta_Bali Brides account.
It makes me think about making a second account, but
you've got some spicy photos on your Instagram.
I think I like having the professional one as well because it's just showcasing what I do, like
portfolios.
Or sharing cute wedding memes. I love like that's my account. Share the cute wedding memes.
Yeah, it makes me rethink about creating another account. Actually.
Yeah. You do you, boo. Yeah. I mean, you're not front facing to the clients. You're kind of behind the scenes for most of it. So
that's another consideration. Yeah. Good point.
But I'm such a private person normally that I don't want my clients.
I feel like I wasn't, and then I was. I think because so many clients did follow me when I was on public, I was like, no.
And it only takes them watching your story once for you to be like, no, you don't need to be seen.
I think it was one of your clients actually, and I was just like, I don't know when she followed me, but nicest way possible, I deleted her. And then I put my account on private. I was like, no.
What worse could have happened?
Pardon?
What's the worst thing that could have happened?
From having them on our account?
For having our private,
Look, I just
personal
think that there are certain things that are private and there's certain things that are professional. And
just
I feel like
personal life.
When someone is following me on my personal Instagram account, I feel like I'm losing that professionalism of the job because they might see me, at the beach or in a bikini, or they might see me having a few drinks out and being a bit silly. And I don't want to lose that professionalism. Of course, there's that side of me. But I don't want them to think less of me or be like, I've seen you drunk or I've seen you in a bikini.
Yeah.
I just think that there's certain things that I need to keep for my private life, not for the clients.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Is there anything else to cover off? I feel like today's episode, there's not too much to cover off. It was going to be our monthly recap and meet Al, but we haven't had a lot going on because it's
been a lot of holidays.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of patience at the moment, a lot of things going on outside, a lot of holidays and just gearing up to kick off the season properly.
Yeah. Just more chasing suppliers and because they've all been on holidays as well. So it's like, please reply to me, Andy.
Yeah.
Please. I think there was a period there of the last couple of weeks I was messaging him every day. I was like, please reply to me. I need to start sliding out.
I rang him the other day and I was like, hi. And he's like, hi, I've just been at the mosque. Sorry. I was like, oh, have you been there for 3 days? And he's like, no, why? I was like, because 3 days ago you told Emma you were going to send her an invoice. And he's like, sorry, I'm doing it right now. And then like 3 seconds later, Emma, it's like, he's messaged me.
Yeah.
All the things about it. All right, well, let's wrap up today's episode. Our next episode is going to be on catering.
Or
have we reversed it? I don't know how we've recorded today.
No, there's going to be an episode.
There's going to be an episode in 2 weeks' time, so stay tuned.
They'll figure it out.
We're about to kick off the season. We're going to be covering off topics such as catering, your entertainment. We're going to be getting Lydia Rosen for an interview. So
fun.
Thank you, Al, for joining us and having some couch
welcome.
time. Happy birthday again.
Fabulous as always.
We literally this morning were like, what are you going to wear today? I got to wear something nice because Al's coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't want to be
an honor.
on the couch looking like...
What an honor.
Looking
coming
like
here.
Unprofessional me when Al's going to come in looking gorgeous.
Yeah.
He smells nice too, if anyone's wondering.
It's a good perfume, yeah. Melbourne served me good.
All right. So thank you so much for joining another episode of Bali Weddings Unveiled. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
See you on the wedding day.
See you on the wedding day.